Massachusetts Law Reform Institute is one of the nation's leading nonprofit statewide poverty and law centers. Now, its mission is to advance laws and policies that secure economic and social justice for low-income folks. Now, last November, Governor Charlie Baker announced a task force to help revitalize and redevelop the city of Lynn. Our next guest is involved in many of those efforts. Georgia Katsoulomitis is a native of Lynn. She's the executive director of the Mass Law Reform Institute and is part of a team of partners led by the city of Lynn to promote equitable development strategies that benefit all residents. Now, we invited Georgia this morning to talk about the current state of Lynn and how she particularly hopes that this redevelopment effort will help low-income communities rather than displace them, which is a big part of this, right?
It is a big part of it, because what we've seen both statewide and nationally is that when a community redevelops, an urban community, it ends up displacing low-income residents, communities of color. So we want to make sure that when Lynn does the redevelopment, which is very exciting, particularly the waterfront redevelopment, we want to make sure that low-income people share in the future prosperity of the city of Lynn. So we're really, it's all about equitable development and fairness.
And that's why you guys are at the table with the city of Lynn and so
Absolutely.
forth, right? As one of these players who
Yes.
will be looking out for sometimes these folks who oftentimes, like it's happening in East Boston and other areas,
That's right.
don't have a place at the table until it's too late, right?
That's right, and I think what's really exciting about the partnership that Mass Law Reform is part of, we're part of the Working Cities Challenge, which is a competition put on by the Federal Reserve that's focusing on revitalizing gateway cities. So it's a cross-sector partnership and collaboration that's being led by the City of Lynn, by Mayor Kennedy, and also by North Shore Community College, and we're one of multiple partners. And these partners have all come together to really think through what we want to see Lynn become, the future of the city. How do we make sure that everybody shares in the good fortunes of Lynn going forward? We want to make sure all residents have affordable housing, that they have proper educational opportunities, that there's economic opportunity in the city and good jobs. So it's a very exciting process. And now for the next 6 months, we'll be working on a proposal and then submitting an implementation grant.
Ah, okay, so there is a process that you're going to go through.
Yeah.
Now, Lynn, you grew up in Lynn, right?
Yes.
Okay, I'm sure you're aware of this huge demographic shift.
Yes.
I go through Lynn all the time, and I hear Spanish, I hear bachata, merengue.
Absolutely. But that's what makes it a really exciting place. And I think the diversity of the city is one of the great assets that the city has. I mean, we can talk about the city's challenges. Yes, it does have a high rate of poverty. It's 21% compared to 11.4% for statewide. 31% of the children in Lynn are growing up in poverty. So there are some challenges to the city, but I think Lynn has a lot of untapped resources and great assets. And I really believe that the immigrant communities of Lynn, it's always been an immigrant city. That's
right.
Like all the gateway cities. My parents were immigrants to Lynn. So, you know, I think that's what makes it a really, really exciting city, and I think it's very important to maintain the diversity and inclusiveness of the city and make sure that everybody in the city is able to participate in the revitalization of the community.
Now, Massachusetts Law Reform Institute, what do you guys do, not just in Lynn, but all across the state?
We're a statewide anti-poverty organization. We really focus on systems change. So we look at the root causes of poverty and we try to figure out how to address them. So part of it is promoting stability for low-income people so they can have access to basic human needs. But the other piece of it is how do you help move people out of poverty? So it's a great organization. I've been executive director for 5 years, but it has a great history. We've been around for almost 50 years, and it's difficult work, but it's really exciting work. And working with a community like Lynn, which has so many it's such a vital community and such a great partnerships that have been formed and a lot of great ideas. I think this is such an exciting project, and I'm really
you're excited.
I'm really excited because, you know, it's one of these rare opportunities when your professional work and then, you know, what you really deeply care
Tell me about it. You
about.
got PC High coming up
Exactly.
in a little while. Yeah.
So it's really terrific, and we're really excited that the governor appointed a task force because, you know, the best way to promote promote equitable development in a community is to lead the change and not follow the change.
I'm going to put up on screen for folks who want more information on on the Massachusetts Law Reform Institute. You have a website, you're on Facebook, you're on Twitter.
Indeed.
So you're using social media.
Yes, we are. You can't fight poverty without using social media these days.
You guys are right on top of it.
That's
I got
right.
the information up on screen. I thank you so much, and I wish you all the best over there in that beautiful North Shore city. Thank you,
Thank you
Georgia.
so much, and Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you, too. All right, when we come back, like I said, Boston College High School, my high school, preparing young men for college and life for over 150 years, coming right up right here on Urban Update.